I've been working on my game Asterogue quite a bit lately. I publicly committed to releasing it on October 30th, so yeah, there's quite a sense of urgency to get it all finished. And yeah, so testing's been going pretty well. I got it out to playtesters, and special thanks to my friend Roland, who's been giving me some really good feedback. And one of the things I have to implement, I've got quite a long to-do list, and one of the things is this one here, Directional Sprites. So this is my GitHub project page where I track everything that I need to do. And Directional Sprites is basically, when you look at the game at the moment, as you move around, the player is only facing in one direction. So I've got to update the animation to use the tiles, the Oryx Lab tiny galaxy tiles, so that the player will turn in the direction in which you move. And the same with the monsters. They have individual 2-frame animations for each direction that they can move. So yeah, this game's made using roguelike browser boilerplate, so I didn't have to write all of the code from scratch. I based it off that boilerplate. It's up to about 2,000 lines of code now. And I might just put a little background music on. This is the music that I've been working on. If you know classical music, you might recognize it. It's a chiptune version of Holst's The Planets, Jupiter. Alright, so Directional Sprites. I've got my server running. In the background here. And what I need to do is edit the main file, which I've already got open here. Like I said, it's only about 2,000 lines of code at the moment, so well, a bit longer now, 2073. And so, yeah, it's pretty easy to navigate around in one sitting. Okay, let's say I've got at the top of the file there's this set of tiles. So where all the tiles are defined there. Basically tile options, tile map. This tells Rock.js, the renderer, that we want to offset 0,160 into the tile map for this particular character. So like if you take a look at the main character here, the @ symbol, that one's at 0,672. Just get a little bit more music on. So just going to play another one of the tunes on loop. Alright, so let's I'll open up the tiles here, and so we can see that 0,672 is this character here. And yeah, so 0,672. So what we need, you can see there's these other characters facing downwards, facing upwards, and facing to the left. And yeah, so we want to, with the animated version down here, so it goes up and down, up and down. So we want to add these ones as well. So the way I'm going to do that is, I'll start with the @ symbol tile. I've already actually got a little bit of code here for adding the alternate version for the animation, and all that's happening here is it's looping through all the tiles, and if it sees a monster or an @ symbol, it adds the alt version for the animated version, and then adds a new entry with offset 16. So that's basically saying, if you look at this tile map here, starting at here and then adding 16 to it takes you down here. So it's saying switch between this version and this version every time the alt animation happens. So we want the same kind of thing for directional. So we're going to offset to here if they're facing down, here if they're facing up, here if they're facing left, and just alternate between them. So I'm actually going to put an extra for loop in here basically, and just create versions that have direction as well. So So the 4 different directions. And what I'm going to do is say so the lookup will be the basic character with the direction and then the animated version or the not animated version. So I need 2 now. So the not animated version is that we remove the vertical offset, and then the animated version we want to do dr times 14. So it's going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the same thing for the next row down. Save that. So now we have our directional animation sprites. And the first one I'll implement is going to be, I'll leave the original one in there, just for the non-directional version. Now, I've got this function animate, set of functions called update animation, start animation, stop animation. And what I want to do is now also add in the directionals there. So this is drawing each monster. Yep. So it's actually in the draw tile that I want it. That's the frame where the tiles get drawn on top of each other. Here, the draw tile function, you can see that it sees if there's a monster on that tile, and it sees if there's a player on that tile, and then it adds to the stack of things to be drawn the monster or the player, depending on a bunch of other flags. But so we also want to add in, here we're adding the animation flag, so it says which frame it is. We also want to add in the directional flag. And to do that, we have to get the actual direction on the thing, which means when it moves, we have to save the direction it moved in last. So we'll do the character first. Okay, so we want the move player function. Right. Just going to switch the music up a bit. One of the other tracks. Righto. What does this one sound like? Hang on, how about this one? The Old Mountain King by Grieg. I think this is going to be the final level tune. So all the other levels are going to have randomized music, but on the final level I think it's got to be Mountain in the Hall of the Mountain King by Grieg. And this, of course, is a chiptune version. It's actually a little bit quiet. I'm going to actually maximize the volume of that. So I'm going to say Mountain King, Norm. Let's maximize the volume of that, and then let's play it again. Wrong one. Yep. Alrighty. So back to the draw tile. Okay, so what we want is a lookup table where it figures out, depending on what the previous value was and the move, it sets So we want something like player.direction equals, and then this has got to be a number from 0 to 4, depending on, so let's just set it to player.direction equals 0 for now. And in the actual player, when we make the player, we'll also have a player's direction. We'll default to 0. Do the same thing for the monster. Okay, let's play. Jupiter 1. Let's give this monster a direction. And when we move, we're just going to very simply move player is what we want. Yep, okay, so function move player. And here we're going to say, so let's just do a big fat if statement. We could get clever with this and do like a lookup table of the offsets, but let's not worry about that. So if x is greater than p underscore x, direction equals 0. Can we do a case statement in JavaScript? I don't remember. You know what, I'll just use ifs. I like ifs better. X is less than. We need to do this before it updates, of course. So if our new point is greater than the old point, our direction is 0. If it's less than, I don't actually know what these values are, so I'm just going to bang them in there. And if it turns out to be wrong, I will know because I can just swap them. So they'll just look like they're facing in the wrong direction. And I can say, okay, so that one's supposed to be that one, and that one's supposed to be that one. But let's try like this. Right, so the player now has a direction set based on the move, and in the draw tile function, we could say so we'll just leave that one for now because we're doing the player. So player.direction plus hyphen, no, incorrect, hyphen. So it'll give us a different lookup into the tile table with the direction appended. So when we reload this, we should just see the same thing as this to begin with, but it should update when we move. Okay, yep, so that's working. No errors yet. Yep, looking at the console, it's all good. So if we move right, it does that. If we move left, it does nothing. What's going on? Okay, press up, it goes left. Right, it goes up. Okay, so we have to make, so right and left are both. So if we go up, it's going left. So we have to swap up for left. Direction. So up would be the new y is less than the old y. Yep, so y is less than play y. So when we're doing up now, it's going left. So we want left to be 3. I Yeah. Now we've got some left and right. That's weird. Absolute. So why is it doing absolute? X and Y are the relative change. So this is easy. I just go greater than 0, less than 0. Less than 0. Alright, so we're just using 0 because they're relative reference points. Well, that's a fail. Let's just output this x, y, x, y, and reload that one. What is it saying? 2020, 19, 20, 20, 20, 21, 20, 20, 20. Okay, so it is. So why is the second value always 20? Oh, because it's y. P underscore x, y, comma P underscore y. So we want to see the player's x, y, and the destination x, y. These are div tools. Okay, so player's x, y, destination x, y. Destination is 18. We're moving to the right. It should be 18, 17. That should be working. P underscore x should work. Try this guy again. Just gonna stick my dev tools. Let's keep that track. That was quite nice. Thanks, Holst. Right, let's pin this to the side here so we can see our console. Clear it. Console. So x is greater than px, x is less than px. Okay, x is less than px, x is greater than px. Okay, well that's all good. Alright, I must have had my x's and my y's mixed up or something. And these ones are looking not too bad. The only one that doesn't work is the down. So let's have a look. Change our y's back to our p y's. Let's try that again. Wrong way around. Alrighty. Looks like it's working. We have directional sprites. Very nice. Awesome. Alright, I'm happy with that. So now we just need to do the same thing for monsters. Which should be quite easy because we can just use the same code. Right. Oh, kill me. Hey, there's that. Okay, excellent. There's a bug because the player was dead. Mate, it's just smash a special case in there. Actually just going to copy this because it'll be the same for the monster. Alright. Yep, so it's going to be this one here. Update the monster direction. I'm just going to smash that code in there for a sec. So const x equals path 0, 0. Const y equals path 0, 1. And then change all these P's to M's. And I may as well change that to X and Y. So, M. Right. So what was that bug again? There was when the player's dead. Player's dead. So in our draw tile we want an exception. Basically, if they have the death tile, there is no animation and there is no direction. The death tile is X, that's the little skull. And so if the player's dead, the skull's showing, then we're just going to draw the regular character with none of the special additions. Bit of a... I don't love this code. You know, I'm a fan of this kind of like inline logic. But that would get way too long and complicated, so let's just do it this way. Alright, so that should fix that death problem. And the monster, we have to add the monster now. Monster direction. So just add the direction animation into the monster there. And let's see what happens. Try again. Alright, come on, you monsters. No. Here we go, I had something wrong here. It's meant to be monster direction, not player direction. Come on! Where's my monsters at? None on this level. Fantastic. Here we go. Can't even tell. Okay, cool. I think it's good. And no death bug, so that's good. Ooh. Yeah, look at that. Krabby. The decapod is chasing me. Alright, I think this is a win. I think our feature is working. So, that was the monster moving in the right direction. And what I'm going to do now is just git commit and push it up, because a new feature is done. And what that'll do is close out my on my board there, so I'll have to watch that happen. Get status. Okay, what are we committing here? So yep, that looks good. Just commit it all. And the message will be, what have we done? Directional sprites. Directional sprites for monsters. Fixes. Issue number 33. Push that up and watch this get closed. All done. Add music, look at that. That's what's next. Generate 20 MP3s of classical chiptune. Alright, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, buy the game. See you later.